Okay, dreamer, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be checking out the hero memory board for Mercure and Kris, both in this video, because they are quite straightforward and I think there's really no need to split them up into different videos. So for Mercure, this is the team I'll be using. It's pretty standard, okay. Rudy as the tank, Karin as the healer, 1 DPS, damage dealer, and Rachel as the debuffer. You'll be fighting Saleos as a 4-man team, and that is quite daunting, I think, you know, for newer players, especially since he has 30 million HP. But not to worry, the strategy is pretty straightforward. What you need to do is just avoid all his attacks as much as you can, okay? Don't hesitate. There's only one part which I want to highlight to you guys, and that is when he is gonna use the straight line damage, which is here. Okay, he will use it 3 times consecutively, so just be alert and keep moving when he starts using the straight line damage. As for the rest, you know, the AoEs, I'm pretty sure you guys will be quite familiar with this if you have been doing the Saleos raids. You can use any damage dealer, okay, they'll all be fine, because ultimately you really just want to avoid his damage. So whether they are ranged or whether they are melee damages, it doesn't really matter. Now if you feel that you are taking too much damage here, you can opt to use legendary pets that increase defense. Okay, as you can see here, it works out well for me. Or if you want more damage, you can definitely borrow a spike pet or a Yonhi pet as well, and also have your guild buffs on. Yeah, so you saw a while earlier, I was just dodging all the straight line attacks, not giving him a chance, okay, to hit me. I think that's the most important part that could take you aback, because that is not something that we see in the 8-man Saleos raid. If you're not geared that well, he could hit you pretty hard. So just have to make sure your HP is topped up. But as you can see, if you get hit by the straight line damage, your heroes will definitely die. Okay. Usually how I run for Saleos raids is that I tend to go on the outer circle, okay, along the circumference of the circle, so that I can get back in fast. And yeah, as you saw, he did use his suppression skill, his ultimate, and I didn't bring Ming or Mercure, but it's completely fine. You can still hide in the safety zone. Unfortunately, my Rachel was kind of on the border of the suppression skill, so she died. But it's okay. I do like how this entire mode would give some background information on why Mercure is actually used as the Saleos suppressor, because initially I felt that that was a very random choice of a hero, or maybe they just needed to make him more relevant in terms of gameplay wise. But I guess, you know, at least they added some background story to this, and yeah. Mercure with Saleos. So with that, you gain very big rewards and 600 rubies at the end of tier 15, and with that we are going to head to Kris's board. For Kris's board, you will be dealing with a pretty long story, and I'm also be using the same team, except this time we don't have a debuffer like Rachel, but it will be completely fine. You also get to play with Kris himself. Okay, the game lets you try him out. This is the initial part where you need to go through some story, and there's going to be some mobs that you need to kill. And it's quite lengthy. I think it's about... yeah, there's a lot of mobs you actually need to kill. So I'm just gonna get through this part fast forward. There's gonna be Cyclops, okay? These are the main enemies you want to kill. And they won't do too much to you, so you don't have to worry too much about that. The main boss is the Succubus. Okay, the 3 Succubus sisters. It's the same as the one you face in chapter 5, so you want to kill the support hero first. But how this works is that they're actually susceptible to death. So Kris's 3rd skill has 100% chance to cast death. What you can do is cast it on the support hero and just run rounds and rounds and rounds until his cooldown is ready, and once it is ready, cast it on the sister again and she will die. Okay, and in between that, you can continue running and wait for his cooldown. You don't have to take too much damage. Try to avoid the taunt from the main sister, okay, main Succubus. And once it's ready, hit the other sister, because the main boss will not be susceptible to death. You cannot use death on her. Only the 2 sisters will be able to be deathed and killed by instant death, okay? Once it's ready, aim for her. She dies, and this is where your battle begins. Okay, so how the Succubus works, I think she's pretty much the same, but instead of just targeting your tank, she will have a random hero attack. Okay, in this case, she could possibly target the furthest hero, and if you're not too tanky, you know, your Rudy can take severe damage as well, as you can see here. I had to revive him. So yeah, these are things that you want to avoid. She will also change targets later on, I will mention out. But in general, you don't have to do too much about the whole thing, okay? But one strategy that I would do is that whoever she is targeting, it is best to run around with that hero and not leave that hero too near to her, okay? So that you can minimize the damage you take and then yeah, basically just survive. So whenever she's charging up her Succubus wings skill, I believe you have to run, definitely. You can attack her from behind, that's completely fine, or you can run all the way to where she will end up, and that will save you some time and also allow you to do some damage. As you can see, she has changed her target to my Cosette, and I try to manually control Cosette and run far from her because her scythes kind of work like Miss Velvet, where she can hit you from a distance. So what you want to do is maintain that distance so that you won't get hit, especially when she does the circle, what you call it, circular attack with her scythe. That one is pretty painful, so yeah, you definitely want to avoid that and keep a good distance away from her. She changes to Karin now, so I change to Karin and I try to manually run so that I won't be hit by her attacks. It is pretty easy to dodge from her AoE, so don't have to worry too much about that. Just have to keep an eye on where the red circle is falling and who she is gonna target, and you should be fine. I mean, in fact, I feel that Kris is a complete burden in this battle because she's not a debuffer, so obviously if you had Rachel, this will be a much easier fight. So as you can see here, my Cosette, I'm really trying to keep her as far away as possible. Yeah, and you definitely want to avoid that. I think the taunt doesn't exactly matter since it's just one enemy now, so it's fine. And with that, we come to an end of both the hero memory boards. You also get a lot of rubies from here, so please do the 2 boards, okay? For my gear, I've given Karin's skill cooldown so that she heals better, faster. Rudy has defense. Rachel has attack set, okay? And my Cosette obviously has the crit set. For Masteries, I'm actually on level 25 is actually on the mix one, okay? You can actually go with the range one because ultimately, it really depends on who is your main dealer, and focus on single target skill damage, of course. The rest are all attack oriented, and beyond level 80, you don't really have to worry. Cosette is maxed out on potentials, Rachel is mixed on all, Rudy is mainly on defense and HP, same goes for Karin, okay? So with that, we come to the end of this video. Hope it helped, and if it did, do give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Big shout out to my channel members Christopher, Tom, Gonzalo, Jeremy, Fahas, Yamaki, Reggie and Bilal for their support. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much and see you!